Greetings, Dapplings, and welcome back to Keeper Roguelike. Just as Aavak the Keeper writes another bad poem. This isn't just literature, you know, these words have power. A vampire noble has reached spell training level 7. Fantastic! Now, since the last episode, I have actually received some fantastic advice in the comments. The most important of which is that we can 100% stack balsams. I'm going to keep calling them balms. This changes everything. Not least for our crafters that I just made. An unfortunate situation, to be sure. But with that known, there's a couple of things that I want to do. One of them I've sort of idly wanted to do anyway, and we may as well get to that right now. And that is to change up our training area up here. I would like something more along, you know what, that will do. Let's get something about there. And we're not really going to worry over much. Well, we probably should. Let's have that go all the way out. So, we're going to have this room have a little bit of an extension there as well. Now, that's going to take them a while to get done. But I'm going to move our melee training up into this area. I think that would make a lot of sense to have both training grounds in the same place. And that means that we're going to be able to move a couple of things around down here. It was pointed out quite a few times that we need to be more concerned now about the possibility of being attacked from the depths. And the deeper we go, the more dangerous it's going to become. So with that in mind, and the typical tower defense strategy, I think it would be a grand idea to funnel all of the approach through the same entrance. Have a single entrance for everything. I think that makes by far and away the most sense. And since we're going to be doing that, let's mark this little area right there. Well, actually, yeah, I guess in line with the stairs. So about there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5th will be the stairs. So we're going to want an upstairs. Right there. We can't automatically designate that, sadly. With that, I think we'll have a little doorway out. We'll have a stairs right here, a torch on the wall, maybe even an all-seeing eye in here or something along those lines. Maybe have the all-seeing eye up there, torch there, and then a doorway out. And then from there, we're going to go all the way down and going to connect up. We are then going to remove the previous entryway over here. Now, this does go up. What I could do, I suppose, is just remove the door and not have this directly connected. Now, some enemies can dig, but if they're having to dig, we're probably going to know they're coming long before they actually arrive. And if they can dig, then they can bypass some of our defenses anyway. So I'm not going to worry over much about that one. Now, how are things going up here? Not too bad, all things considered. Okay. Now, the other thing I'd kind of like to do is I would love to reinforce all of that with the stronger walls, but I don't think the amount of time that would need to be invested for that to happen is really strictly going to be worth the return. So we'll put a pin in that one and won't worry too much about it. But whilst all of this is being done, we can definitely get these all set up around here. We're going to have some wooden floors along there and along here. And we are going to continue with the red carpet in here. There we are. Maybe I should, in fact, have... remove these floors. Yeah, we'll pop blue carpet in there, I think. There we go. And each one, and then down here we'll have just stone. Alright, that gives us a rather nice little area. I am going to want this whole area to be reinforced as well. So let's get that done. There we are. Now that's going to give our zombies quite some work to do. Now, you'll be probably already guessed, we want this for a very specific special training dummies. We're going to be going with the adamantine dummies in there. We will be going with the iron dummies across here. And finally, we'll go with the wooden training dummies down there. And this will be our newest training room. This is going to give some of our units the ability to get up here and actually do some pretty hefty training, actually. I wonder if... Oh, by having built these, I've prevented them from getting in there and updating that. It's kind of annoying, but oh well, I'll live with it for now. We are going to want some lighting here, though. So let's get a candelabra. Well, actually, do we want candelabras? Probably not candelabras. Let's get rid of that. We'll just go with regular torches, I think, for this room. But we'll have it going all the way around. And in the very middle, we can pop an all-seeing eye. There we are. Perfect. That will do very nicely. Now, over here, we're going to want our stairs down. And behind it, we will pop a torch up on that wall. At this stage, I could just open this area and have it completely exposed. But what we do need to do now is to remove this area. I know, we started off talking about the fact that we can stack balsams, and promptly I started redesigning the training area. But there is a reason for all of it. Trust me. This is now a guard station, so let's go ahead and pop in guard... Well, we'll have guard area 1 in the middle, guard area 2 around the outside. Or actually, guard area 2 and guard area 1 overlap. Okay, well, that's perfectly fine. Can I get rid of those designations? Forbid zones? No, that doesn't seem to work. Can I use the guard zones to remove them? Yes, but only this specific zone. Okay, well, that gives additional control, so I'm actually generally okay with that. Alright, now that you're all in there, I will give you a little bit of light. You can have one light there, and that should do well enough, I think. Okay, so this is now where we're going to have all of our guarding happening. We will also dig away everything down here. Remove that construction. Now, we're going to need somewhere new for all of this material, but by and large, this should... Ooh, we've got a skeleton there. Fantastic opportunity. Let's go and have a quick wander. What have we got inside here? Wow, you have to get really close, don't you? Well, that's fine. That all works. Let's go ahead and pop in a final eyeball at the back. Or actually, we can even have the eyeball right next to the stairs, along with a torch on the wall, and ultimately an iron door right there. Okay, there we go. That's everything we need. At this stage, we can go ahead and remove this door. So remove that door completely and replace it with a wall. And we'll go for hard rock for this one. There we are. Okay, so that is another fairly important job ticked off the list. Now, moving through the remainder of this area, I've got a couple of things that I would like to do. This is going to be a fairly big one. We're going to expand all of this out, all the way down here, at least. And we might even take it a little bit further, and then cap it off right at the bottom there with a door. Not that we strictly need it, but I feel like popping a little door here as well. There we go. Right, that's going to be a fair bit of work for them to all do. Now, the reason for this is going to be our leisure facility. I think that is going to be a pretty important one. We've now got a fairly expansive guard room, and we'll send anyone who's finished their training down into the guard room. But for the time being, this will hopefully mean that any aggressors are going to have to go through quite a lot of trouble to get to us. I am going to want to move our storage spaces, though. And we've got a couple of things that we can do for that. It's a shame to say goodbye to the distillery already, considering we only just built it, but, well, we could keep it, I suppose, in that location. What the heck just happened there? A rat was killed by a vampire noble. Very well. I mean, rat spawning isn't going to be the worst thing in the world, I suppose. Though maybe I should have that elsewhere. Either way, I'm not sure right now. Let's go ahead and remove all of these constructions in here. I think we can keep the distiller where it is. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. Perhaps I could add in was that rat blood, or is this some sort of eldritch horror going on right now? Because was that haiku particularly bad? Did we just summon Cthulhu? Did we do the chants? Do the dance? Much to my surprise. Well, I mean, this I don't know if this game does have any sea monsters that can spawn on the Keeper's map. I know that there are some sea monsters that exist. Yes. But sea monsters on the player's map, not so sure about that one. Nevertheless, look, okay, we're an evil keeper. Of course we're going to build a little jetty out into the blood ocean. Actually, the last part, this is completely something new to me. I have no idea what this might be or whether I should be afraid of it, but I refuse to not acknowledge it at the very least. I'll have a little stone one right down there. Oh my lord. This is grim. This is grim in the best possible ways. Alright, we're going to want some torches around the walls. You know, got to keep this place a little bit. Well, apparently we can't get over there. That's deeply saddening, but oh well. Right, we've managed to clear that out. That's great, because from now on, this is going to be our resource area. There we are. And in much the same way that this is our equipment zone, let's pop some proper flooring down in there as well. And we'll have just regular wooden flooring in there. There you go. And with that, we are going to remove the resource zone. There we go. Graveyard can more or less stay yard, I think. Let's pop down an eyeball right in the middle. Can I not? Really? That is deeply distressing. Why do you resist me doing awesome stuff, game? Rude. Alright, well, let's get a couple of corner torches hither and yon, just to cast a little bit of light onto this. What's the opposite of sacred? Profane. Into this profane bloody lake there. I think that'll be marvellous. Right, the next step is to start carving out some new rooms, or alternatively just throw down a couple of floors. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's make sure that this place is nice and decorated, since this is basically a big old party room now. Let's bring a nice red carpet all the way down, and off to the sides as well. Something like that. And something like this. There we go. Although maybe, given that, actually what we'll do is we'll have a blue carpet leading to the red carpet areas. I think that'll look a little bit nicer. These will be, of course, for the candelabras. You don't want to have a candelabra above a carpet, because no matter how fancy you make the candelabra, trust me, I'm speaking from extensive experience on this one, no matter how fancy the wax guard is, you're going to get wax on your extremely plush carpet, and it will never look the same. There is no amount of trickery that you can do that will remove that. The worst part is until pointed out, some people might not even notice, but you'll always know it's there, and you'll always know it was your fault. That's the worst part. So just take my advice. Always have some sort of floor guard in addition to anything else you've got going on. There we go. We'll remove that one. Well, then we'll have candelabras around these areas. Candelabra there, and there. Have ones in these these little alcoves, naturally. One there. And one down here as well. I think we'll actually have some sort of stone decoration in here. Let's go with that. We'll have wooden on the sides. Stone in these squares. I wish there was one other type of like stone face decoration. It would truly be amazing, but oh well. Have the little fountain there. And then finally, we're going to run the rest of the room just with regular stone flooring. And thankfully, we can do that nice and easy. There we go. There's going to be an awful lot of work to get all of this set up, but it's going to be worth it in the end. I promise you. Ultra worth it. Are we going to keep the all-seeing eyes? Yes, I think we are. We'll have one there, but that one can move because we've now changed the centering of the rooms. We might even have one down here. But this zone, as you've probably already guessed it, this is our La Jouraille zone. This is where all of the peeps come to unwind of an evening. There we go. This should, if all goes to plan, keep our peeps from doing anything stupid. They're singing? They're dancing? Oh my lord! Why haven't I made one of these rooms before? Vampire brutes and skeleton archers dancing. Oh, there's peace in our time. And they call us the evil ones. I bet the dwarves and the gnomes aren't out there dancing. I bet the elves and the humans aren't out there. Oh, well, maybe they are dancing. But I can't help but feel that they're only dancing to keep up appearances. The elves are probably looking down on the humans. We'll also cut that out just to make the shape a little bit better. This is amazing, though. I am deeply, deeply impressed. Sadly, we do not have enough wood, which is actually a problem. But oh well. We'll get to that in a little bit. We've got enough of all of this for a ridiculous amount of time. Hopefully this is deep water, but this is shallow water, so we should actually see some of my zombies going out there and taking care of that eventually. But this is honestly amazeballs. I'm so ridiculously happy with that. On that note, how are things down here? If we zoom out, was there gold over there? There was. Huh, okay. A little bit of gold over there as well. We've more or less gathered everything down here. And this is where all of our hard-working zombies are at the moment. Let's go ahead and dig a little channel all the way across there. There we go. That will give us a little bit of extra gold as well. Okay, so now, all of the design work is done in here. However, this is not the only stuff that we're going to be building. We need 4 new rooms. 4 new rooms. Very specific rooms, actually. We will start off. Let's make a template. Let's not make them square because, come on, let's not be boring, eh? We'll make the rooms. Well, maybe they don't need to be quite that large. Let's shave off a little bit of room. There we are. We want a little doorway and then a little room beyond it. Now, we're going to need this several times, which means we've not nearly got enough room down here. So perhaps... What? Must you really overreact like that every single time? Did you actually bring... Part of me thinks that maybe, just maybe, they brought back to life some of the rat parts, and the rat parts were trying to join in with the dancing. Even if that's not what was happening, that's what happened in my head from now on. And if that isn't what happened, and it can't happen, I'm going to petition the dev. Equal rights for body parts. They deserve to join in the dancing as well. I mean, you know, depending on which body parts, they may be the best parts of the dance, frankly. I mean, okay, maybe the hands aren't as known for their dancing prowess, but the feet? Ah, what's a dance without feet? Alright, let's get this area sharpened up a little bit. There we go. We'll have a 2-wide corridor. No, I think we want that to be a little bit bigger. Let's redesign this. Give me just a moment. And there we go. Okay. Zombies, you've got an awful lot of work to do. There's so much work for our zombies to do. How many zombies do we have now? We've still got 8 zombies, actually, though only a couple of them are elite zombies. Well, I suppose one thing we could do is we could start making some zombies that are not going to have to worry about the sunlight anymore. They can have 3 balsams, and I think we can totally make that happen. So the way we'll do this is we will give... I mean, given that we can give them a couple of things, we could have... We don't strictly need them to be able to ultra dig. Let's get 5 zombies that are capable of doing all of this. So let's get 5 digging boosts. We then want remove permanent slowness 5 times, and then finally, where are we? Permanent darkness. There we go. That is going to be a rather expensive set of zombies, but these zombies will be able to do all of the work, and I won't have to worry about waiting until nighttime to be able to get it done, which I'll be very, very happy with. Now, this is going to be a fairly long corridor. It's just the way it's going to be. Is there anything else I can pop in these locations? Something nice? Maybe I could put some paintings on the wall. There we go. Unfortunately, I can only have 1. That does make me a little bit sad, but okay. In fact, though, we'll pop a painting there as well, thinking about it. Move that floor. Place down a better one. There we go. This is turning into quite a beautiful room here. Quite beautiful, in my opinion. Now, hopefully, we've got a bunch of logs that we can pillage. Not all of them, but enough of them. I'm okay with that. And that should allow them to get the remainder of all of the floors in place. And everything should be well. Let's have a look up here. The training room is complete. Perfect. And it's also got vision. Double perfect. Do we really need the vision in here? I kind of want it, even if we don't necessarily need it. And same for that room, honestly. Right, have we done all the balsams? Yes, we have. Okay, so we want 5 zombie workers. Can I rename them at all? I don't believe I can. Alright, so we want the permanent darkness, move slowness, and digging boosts. There we are. And these 5 zombie workers will pretty much be able to do everything that we need them to do. Right. Hang on, there's only 2 showing. Okay, well, it's saying 3 slots. We'll just get those new zombies made. And they will be the most elite of all of the zombies. They can go out and hopefully we'll never need any other zombies after that one. They'll be able to do all of the work all of the time. Now, you might be wondering, Aavak, what is this? Well, given that I've stripped away a bunch of other stuff, you could probably already have a bit of a guess that these are going to be workshops. But they're going to be workshops with a little bit more to them. They're not going to be typical workshops as we have made them thus far. Because that is off-center, that is going to slowly rot my mind. It would have worked okay if I didn't have to move that corridor down, so now we're just going to have a door here. It's the only way. There we go. Right, I'm going to let them finish the workshops. I will get them decorated, and I will bring you back to discuss the next step in our most evil of evil plans. I've written a vulgar sonnet. Wow. My literary genius knows no bounds. All right. Relatively well decorated, I feel. The keeper themselves is even coming in here to take care of the canvases. Now, it's going to be a little while before the Keeper has managed to paint all of the canvases. And you might have noticed that some doors are a little bit more sturdy than others. There's a reason for that. Now, in the crafting menu, we're of course going to pop down our crafts workshop. So the workshop, the forge. The forge is going to actually have two things in it. Well, actually, that being said, in fact, the forge is not going to have two things in it. And the reason for that is that the... where are we? The furnace doesn't really need to be in here. The furnace can be elsewhere. In fact, the furnace might better exist over here, thinking about it. So we'll remove that tile. And I will place the furnace in there. We'll have a few people around who can help out with a couple of things. In fact, the distillery might even be better in this room, thinking about it. But either way, we are also going to want a laboratory. And finally, we are going to want a... where are we? A morgue table. There we go. Now, Keeper is cracking on with the various paintings, taking a long time. Multitasking. So many different paintings happening all at once. Oh, fantastic. Well done. We're a painting depicting the conquering of Paca the unicorn. And a painting depicting the death of an animated fly corpse. Okay, an interesting choice. A painting depicting the pillaging of Rundin the dwarf. I approve. Okay, so we're going to get on with that. Now, the reason for these rooms, and if you've played the game for a long time, you'll probably be familiar with legendary crafters from the older versions. And especially if in normal Keeper mode, you might end up with insane goblins. That was typically the way you'd get legendary crafters. They would be certifiably insane, and as a result would quite often just rage against anyone and murder anyone. They were completely homicidal, but they were the best crafters. You had to go to great lengths to try and keep them away from all the other minions, but also able to do their job. That is where dedicated rooms came in. Now, we've still got a fair bit of work to do on these rooms before I feel that they are up to muster, but we'll hopefully be able to get all of that done relatively quickly, especially all of the painting work as well. There are so many horsemates now. My lord. It was also pointed out to me that while rats do not generate corpses, they do still generate bones, and bones can still be used to create extremely powerful undead, which that makes a lot of sense, actually, thinking about it. So thank you very much for that tip there. Let's continue on our way down. We're going to be continuing our way down pretty much all the time. In fact, at this point, I'm going to say that by and large, I'm not going to point out that we're going down or indeed going up. I'm just going to be doing it in the quiet times of the world, and you can just assume that we're making progress. And should anything particularly interesting... Ooh, okay, so this one is where we're starting to get to the very top of the world now. So we're going to actually have to switch direction, I think. But if I find anything particularly interesting on these levels, then I'll bring you back for it. But odds are probably not going to, if I'm perfectly honest. In fact, I don't think there's any reason for us to be expanding out over here. To be fair, there's no indication of anything interesting. I think we're probably getting to the very, very end of the upstairs content, but down has a long, long ways to go. All right, so once we're done with all of these rooms, I shall bring you back, and then we'll get on to the next stage of our crafting adventures. All right, then, the rooms are complete now with all of the paintings and indeed some luxurious coffee. Oh, you! You're not going to want to be in there for very long, I promise you. Right, let's go ahead and do the final bit, and that is to remove those constructions. No more will we be making any potions over there. Now then, here's where we start to get down to the nitty-gritty of why we've made these 4 separate rooms. As I mentioned in the last episode, not actually possible to tell a artisan what to work on. You can only forbid or allow crafting. But if they're stuck in a room with only one particular type of crafting table, then that's the only type of crafting that they're going to do, which is a very, very important one for us. Additionally, whilst zombie artisans start with everything at a certain degree, more or less 30 on all of the crafting, any potion of crafting gives them plus 25. If you get above 90, then they start moving into an area where they're going to be able to make legendary versions of whatever particular item. And you can probably already start to see where we're going, given that we can stack the balsams now. So what we're going to do is, to start off with, we're going to make a creature that is capable of having 100 crafting skill. Now, the artisans start with 30, but they can only have 3 balsams applied. That is possible. If you apply all 3 of them to an artisan, you'll get an artisan with enough skill. In fact, 105 skill. And that will be more than enough. However, if we go and have a look at a vampire warrior can craft, I do believe. Well, actually, perhaps a vampire warrior cannot. Let me have a look. Is it the vampire noble? I'm fairly certain the vampire noble can craft at the very least. Yes, crafting is allowed for the vampire noble. Now, if I were to give them a boost in the various crafting arts, then that will take them, we could give them 4 and they would be at 100. That still leaves us 1 extra one for swift crafting. So I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to make 4 vampire nobles our craft masters, each one dedicated to a specific craft, and we'll start off with the morgue boost. Well, actually, maybe I should go for the laboratory, but I think we're going to go with the morgue boost, and 1 for faster crafting as well. So let's go and find that. Fast crafting. There we go. Then we're going to want some for... Where are we? Laboratory boost, another 4 of those. Fast crafting. Finally, forge boost, fast crafting, and workshop boost, fast crafting. Now, once all of those are done, we'll be very, very poor, but also we'll have some of the best units in the game. Now, I'm only going to go as far as the laboratory boost first, because once we've got the morgue, we might end up, I don't know if you can end up with legendary vampires, but we'll give it a shot at the very least. But then once we've done that, we'll make a someone to work in the laboratory, and then maybe we'll get legendary potions. I really don't know if it's gonna make any difference on anything but the forge and having legendary arms and armor, but still, I'd like to try and get this all done. So I will bring it back when we've got our 4 Mastercrafts vampires hard at work. And welcome back. As you can see, all of our vampire nobles are now locked in their rooms, along with a bookcase, because honestly, if they had nothing else to do in the downtime between doing work, then they probably would go insane, even if that wasn't a trait that they started with. We have got Encrypt. We've got Platinum Toast. We have got Candelbram. What? 2 candle. Hang on a second. What's going on here? Isham. Oh, it's Candelabrum. Right, I've got Candelbram. Isham, and we have got Eelstar. The previous vampires and indeed previous zombie artisans with those names, their brains were recycled. So these are, in fact, the original Isham. It's not Isham the Second, for example. No. This is the brain that we used to make Isham the First. It's now in a different body. Hooray. And in the case of at least 2 of the vampires, it's in a very similar looking body, but somehow feels just a wee bit different. So here we are. We've got 100 more, 100 potion, 100 forging, and 100 workshop. Now, are we going to get to that? Actually, yes, probably. Now, the next part in our little zombie making and indeed vampire making escapades is to make the balsams for some vampire warriors. We're going to be going down into the catacombs, hopefully, before this episode is out. Otherwise, this has been a very base-heavy episode. But we can now, knowing that we can stack buffs, give them something a little bit different. So let's have a think. first and foremost, always going to want extra head. Let's take a group of, again, 5. I think we have enough extra heads. Let me just double check. Do we have quite a few of those already? There's wings, there's melee training, greater defense bonus, extra heads. Yes, we've already got the extra heads. However, it was pointed out to me, and again, thank you so much for all of the tips in the comments. These have been invaluable. First and foremost, we are going to go with the extra head because the ability to heal a damaged head by having the other one bite someone, that's too important to drop. The wings we could drop, especially with the vampire warriors, since we're going to be sending them down into tunnels. Makes a little bit more sense not to give them wings. It's not going to give them as much of an advantage unless they come across a lava lake or something, and then maybe. But there are differences between the training boosts and the, for example, defense boost and damage boost. Now, these, let's say, greater defense boost increases defense by 5. A training bonus, a melee training bonus, will apply its bonus of 3 to both attack and defense. So you're getting 6 points spread across 2 different stats. Now, if you only care about defense, then yes, this is the better one to go for. But in cases where you're just looking for the most bang for buck, it actually makes more sense to give them greater damage potential by increasing their attack and their defense. Now, a vampire warrior, let's have a quick look at you. You come through with a training skill of 7. How high can we go with the adamantine ones? Adamantine training dummy doesn't actually tell me there. Let me have a look in here then. Up to 99 melee what? I see. I had not appreciated this before. I thought this was going to be like 15 or 10. No, 99. All right, so it may well be in our best interest in that case. If we use 1 for the double heads, we could then have 4 for increasing their training level. Now, that would give them a maximum of 19 in combat, 19 in defense. I believe the defense was exactly the same. Let me just double check that for you. Well, 17 plus 5 and 17 plus 8. I think the plus 8 and the plus 5 are when they're unarmed, but either way, let's just go from the base of 17. So that would add an additional 19 just based on training without looking at their arms and armor. However, on the topic of arms, I think if we're not going to give them wings, well, I don't want them to feel, I don't know, somehow less than their other vampire brethren, or who all have 6 limbs, 2 of which obviously being wings. So we'll just give them multi-arms. I think that's the only fair way. We don't want any vampire bullying going on in our lair. My lord, we're trying to build a better world, not a worse one. It just so happens that humans are the root cause of most of the problems, and if not humans, then all other living things. So we've got to get rid of them first. But this is going to be an undead utopia, I tell you. Right, so with 5 extra arms, we are then going to want quite a lot when it comes to melee training limit boosts. Are there any better melee training limit boosts? I don't think there is, actually. No, it doesn't look like there's any kind of bonus there. Now, in regards to the benefit of the melee training over just defense or just attack bonuses, that's different with archery, because the archery training bonus only affects the raw damage output, so it only affects attack. And when it's not also affecting defense, then strictly speaking, the range damage boost is just flat out better. It gives 5 points instead of 3. So in that case, you'd want to go for that one. Now, we're going to need 15 of these, so let's go ahead and whomp all of those down. That's going to be very expensive. Right, nevertheless, though, I'm going to tell you to stop studying for a little bit. Sorry about this. Eventually, I'm not going to have to do that, but crack on. Oh. Of course. What was I expecting? Oh well, I'm just gonna hang out and chill out with all of our vampire friends doing the dance. Well, actually, vampires and skeletons. I think it's beautiful. the interracial dancing here between vampire brutes and skeletons. I've not noticed the vampire warriors and the vampire nobles getting involved in the skeletal jig. I think they might think themselves too good for it. This is what we need to stop. This is what we're trying to nip in the bud with not having any vampires who've got less arms than any other vampires. Eventually, we're all going to be getting on well. Let's see if the zombies are joining in there. Come on, vampires, don't let the side down. Anyway, I shall bring you back when it's all said and done. We've got our vampire warriors ready to go out and possibly slay some totally bigoted zombies in other layers. Yes. Well, okay, so it appears that we may have run into a bit of a problem in that there are some pretty bloody strong fighters here. 50s and 60s across the board, and they are undead. I don't think our little zombie is going to be able to handle this one by themselves. Oh no. Oh no, indeed not. All right, we're going to need to bring in one of the groups. Yeah, let's grab Evil Friend, Control. Let's bring this team down all the way. Not that one. That's right, out there. It's a long way you're going to have to go, mind you. But let's head on down. We've got all of the... Well, we're actually working on the armor as we go right now. But we've got quite a lot of things going on upstairs. We're currently making a bunch of adamantium armor and arms. I have been slowly going through and making sure that our vampire warriors have the correct weapons. Right, let's let the brutes go through first. We're going to buff. We're going to strengthen. And hopefully the brutes are going to be able to take care of it. Bites the zombie's not hurt. The vampire brute's wing is in better shape. The vampire brute is flying again. The effect is permanent. This is going to be a war of attrition, and honestly, the zombies are winning it. They are stupendously powerful. This is terrifying. Okay. Create some flies, and then I'm going to swap places with the brutes. There are so many! What are we meant to do here? This actually might be something of a problem, if I'm honest. We have no real way of fighting them. Alright. What we're going to have to do for the time being is drop down... we don't have enough adamantium, so it has to be an iron door, but this is terrifyingly bad. I'm going to need that door to be made right away. And no more of my zombies going down there. That area is currently off limits. Can I make that off limits in some manner? Orders probably down here. Forbid zone. This is now forbidden for now. I guess we're not going to the zombie catacombs, at least not yet. And instead our focus is going to be on trying to kill the zombies here. This is going to be a proper test for our abilities. Though, in fact, it might be a bit of an unfair test, if I'm honest, simply because these enemies are way stronger than I am anticipating us fighting in the zombie catacombs. That's going to be a tricky one, to say the very least. And I'm just busy writing bad poetry. Right, how are we doing over here? We've still got a couple of boots to make. And in that case, this is the way that I allow things through. I go like that. There we go. Now, we should see a zombie will hop over here and pick up all of these. Have you been equipping them? You have not. That's okay. You really want to equip a bunch of apparently bad haikus. Fair enough. You're not going to get to, but I appreciate the desire all the same. Really, zombie? Did you just equip that? No. It doesn't look like it, thankfully. Go on. Head on down. Now, we've got a couple of new puppers as well. We built 5 new puppers for the 5... There we go. Fantastic. Oh, zombie is killed. That is unfortunate. Let's go down there. Right, let's lock that door. I do not want anything trying to come down through there anymore. That is rough. And I'm not really certain what we're going to be able to do to try and resolve that one, but that is going to be a bit of an issue moving forward. Got a couple of other things to grab down here as well. As I mentioned, we are continuing along with the exploration, but now we have finally met something that is decidedly dangerous. Maybe it's even time for us to start thinking about making some of the larger constructs. Still, our zombie warriors are currently training up, and I'm very hopeful that once they're fully trained, they'll be able to handle this. In fact, let's go and have a look at them, shall we? We head over here. Let's see. These are the highest right now, simply because they've had time to equip. Here we are. There's Florin. You're as well equipped as I can make you currently, but that is still a far cry from the 60 defense to 60 offense that the others had. We've got a limit of 16 training. I mean, this might not be easy regardless. Possibly with Evil Friend backing them up with a well-timed boost, maybe. But I might have to take control of them in this. Alternatively, some flying archers might be able to do the trick as well. There's always that option. That is very much an option, actually. Let's play this strategically. If we were to drill an approach over here, and then have flying archers above the fire. That being said, though, a skeleton archers resistant to flames? They are not, so it's a little bit more risky for them. Alright, but I think we can make something happen here. Let's just dig a way up. And if we're super lucky, we're going to be able to just simply take pot shots at them from a gallery over here. If we're ultra lucky and that actually is a break, and we can see through there, then our archers can stand here and just kill them off slowly. Very slow, but it's certainly better than risking all the rest of our units' lives. Before you do that, could I take control of you and bring you down here? I would like to see if there's anything else I need to be terrified about. No. That one seems fine. Okay. We should be able to grab all of that then. Okay, well, for now, we're just going to prep the way for our archers to attack. And I should bring you back when we've finished, hopefully, what will be our shooting gallery. Okay, preparations for Ultra Cheese Tactic are complete. I've created a guard zone, I have all of my skeletal archers down here, I've locked the door so they can't leave, and I have one single, solitary skeletal warrior. Now, the interesting thing here is this was a massive double door. It's the first time I've seen one of these. Can I actually... Oh, I can just walk through the bloody thing. I see. Well, now they're angry. And so the very next thing I'm going to do is... I hope it lets me do this. It might say, no, you can't do that. There's enemies too close. Ha ha ha! Take that! Archers, open fire. Flying archers, open fire. Oh, no, they're going through that door. They're trying to get up here, I see. Oops. A daisy. On the plus side, my goodness, these archers are so good. I honestly didn't think we were going to do it, based on their ridiculously high defense. But I'm starting to wonder if they were perhaps under the effect of some sort of ability, because their defense was shockingly high before. But here we are, absolutely destroying them. Well, well, well. I greatly approve. Archers, again, have proven utterly outstanding. There's no other word for this. Absolutely outstanding. Can I not get in there? I guess not, because I've made that area a completely forbidden zone. Let me remove the forbiddenness of that zone. Can we get rid of that? There we go. All right, let's head on in. Find out what there is to find out. There's actually quite a lot of them in there. If I can lure a few of them down here, that would be great. Hi. Keep it up, archers. That's right. You creep on in. I'm going to lure one or two out to you if I can. That's right. Let's draw them back. That's right. Over here. That's where I am. The archers are on guard. Wow, look at them just go for it. I guess they just take off body parts, and then once that's done, it's pretty much game over for them. Are they going to be able to get through? Let's go ahead and smack open this door. Maybe I don't need to. Oh no, there's a zombie. Come on, you. Perhaps I could... Can it even see me? What are we going to have in here? Permanent swarming. Wow. That's interesting. The fact that is just a straight up potion we can quaff is rather amazing. And there we are. Tribe of Zombies is destroyed. I can only hope that is going to give us stupendous amounts of points, because I very much feel that we deserve it. That was a ridiculous fight. I mean, we destroyed it in the most cheesy way possible, but still, I feel it was deserved. Right, let's go ahead and fetch all of these items. There we go. Wow. That was absolutely marvellous. Actually, flying... I forgot they were flying as well. Flying archer, can we do a quick scout? Archers are amazing, and these aren't even the best kinds of archers I can make at this point, now that I know that I can stack buffs. You go ahead. That being said, I mean, they're pretty bloody great. Still, though, I think giving them greater archery damage would be the way to go. Ideally, they won't need any kind of defense. The best scenario would be... Are you flying? I don't think you are. The best scenario would be one in which they were never taking any damage. You don't want your archers fighting on the front lines, you know? Alright, well, that was a pretty gnarly fight there. In the time that's been happening, how are our vampire warriors doing? They're kind of getting there. Let's go ahead and have a quick look. What? Oh. It's finally happened! Truly the best of days. They have come to deliver their corpses. Oh, look at them, with their 13 defense and 19 combat. Ah, glorious. No, I'm not going to give you gold. You're going to face off against our bony papas and everyone else, and maybe even some of the flying archers as they return from... really? You're going to break through the wall? That is rude. AF. There's a door over there. You... I have to rebuild that wall afterwards. Fine. Break your way in, I suppose. I could just go and kill them, I guess. New team. Take all the skeletal wolves out. Can we do that? All the skeletal wolves. Bony boys. New team. Oh, no. Can I make a new team? No. Am I limited to the amount of teams I have? That could be it. Let's disband that team and make a new one. That's curious. Perhaps they can't run a team. Alright, well... I suppose we could just take this team, honestly. Alright, evil friend. Could we head on out? That'll do. Honestly. Okay. Head on back in. Just rude. Just rude. Though, honestly, if that's not going to be the main entrance anymore, I may as well just take away the door. Maybe not having the doors at all would be the better way to go, frankly. But there's something about doors that I like, you know? Let's go ahead and upgrade them. Right, well, let's go and fetch out... Well, that proof of concept, it's there. I mean, they only brought 3 bodies and probably just absolute junk items, but nevertheless, I do appreciate it. I don't know if we got anything of value. Like, did the bandits bring us gold? I doubt it. If I'm being honest, the bandits probably did not bring us gold. Well, let's have a look up here. How is the training going? That was something we were going to check in on. So, Florin, all of our bony puppers are with our warriors right now. So, Stro, Sava, Doru, Manol, and Florin are our new ultra vampire warriors. They're slowly getting up there. Once they reach their trading limit, I shall name them. They have to earn a name at this. We've been too kind with the names, and I feel that our minions are taking names for granted. No, they're going to have to... Really? No, they're sending some more this time. Are they any stronger? No, they are also quite weak. Very well. Maybe I might very quickly get tired of this, but we'll see. Let's get out there then. Go ahead. Murderize everything. Thank you. Done. I maintain this isn't a terrible idea to have them all out there. Just bringing fresh corpses. Maybe I need to set up a permanent fetch, though, down here. That might actually be worth my while. The way the permanent fetch works is as much as you can imagine from the name. You set up an area and they will permanently try to gather things from that area. So yeah, I think this is probably going to be an area where we see a lot of action. So I'll go ahead and set that up. We've got so many random bits and bobs. I should imagine we're going to be able to build some pretty gnarly giants when it comes to the next tier of necromancy. But I am really, really strongly in favor of going for master sorcery with the next one. But this episode has already kind of run on a bit longer than expected. We didn't end up getting to go and deal with the zombies in the catacombs, but I don't feel quite as bad as I would normally, considering we did deal with the zombies in the below our base, which honestly were probably a lot more dangerous, though we dealt with them in a way that mitigated much of the danger, and I don't even feel bad about that. I feel quite good. We ended up validating our flying archer squad even more, and when it comes to outdoors, honestly, I'm not even sure that we're going to need to take any of our vampire warriors with us. They have the vulnerability of sunlight, which does kind of work against them, but our archers, bony boys, don't care about the sun. Those bleached bones actually look a little bit more dapper than normal. Get rid of some of that yellowing. Go for those pearly whites all over. Everything pearly. Actually, I guess that isn't true. It would be more ivory than anything else, but you know what I mean. Anyway, that is going to be it for this episode. I'm sorry we didn't get to taking on any of the lesser villains, but we've done all of the prep work that we need to do. All that remains now is to let our vampire warriors train all the way up, and then we're going to head out, after giving them names, to see if we unfortunately have to say goodbye to any of the people who got named. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. But until then, and as always, do leave a like if you liked, sub if you haven't already, and I'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.